Today on an all-new Dr. Phil.
Forget the fame, I'll set financially.
He's an aspiring rapper.
I unofficially work at Interscope Records.
They tell me they don't know you.
He gave up his kids.
You don't care about those children?
My career was more important.
But is he willing
You're not keeping it real.
You don't even know me on a personal level.
to give up his dream?
Sit down.
No, I'm not going to sit down.
Sit down or leave. I don't care.
I don't apologize.
Okay, you're done. Let's do it.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
This is a safe place to talk about hard things.
Stand by. We'll count you down.
Today's going to be a changing day in your life.
5, 4.
I am not giving up on you. Well, Lorraine says that her nephew Anthony glorifies the rap culture and the thug life using his alter ego, Tony DeYoung. Now, he told her that he was going to be a famous rapper and sign a $1 million contract. Take a look.
I was born to spit like toilet bowl. That try and tell me to submit these haters in the same sentence. They're telling me to commit. So which opinion do I take? What is legit? Well, I'm just choosing mine. Your rhymes ain't worth a dime, and this is my time. I feel like with each line I'm about to commit a crime. They have a prison for my mind and being unsigned. This ain't about getting signed.
Well, that's a lot of beeps. But Lorraine says the only thing Tony has managed to do is go down the same bad road to nowhere. Tony gave up his daughters to his aunt for adoption 3 years ago because he said he just wanted to get back into his music and nothing else mattered, not even his children. Now, Tony claims his music is taken off, and he even has several major record labels that are interested in him. As a matter of fact, Tony claims after he leaves the show today, he's going straight to the studio and signing his contract. But his Aunt Lorraine says there's just one thing wrong with Tony's story. It is all just a big fat lie. Take a look.
My nephew Tony has always been attracted to thugs. Tony has talked about having a career as a rapper since his teens. He glorifies thug life and rap culture.
Your rhymes ain't worth a dime, and this is my time.
Tony is a liar, he's a bad influence, and I just can't trust him. Tony lies about people he knows. He lies about performing, and he says he's going to sign a $1 million contract all the time. His music is terrible.
This is my warning to everyone. I'm not shot.
I see the stuff that he's posting on Facebook, and people respond with very threatening comments. That's typical Tony. Just about every year from 2008 to 2014, Tony has called and asked me to pick him up from rehab. Each time it was the same thing. He had no possessions with him. I would help him get a new ID, clothes, and shoes. I would bring him to my house and start helping him look for a job. Sometimes Tony would get a job and then quit after 2 weeks, if he even lasted that long. And then he usually ends up either back in the hospital or he skips town with a friend. In 2013, Tony left his children at someone's house. That acquaintance dropped the kids off at Family Services. His daughters went into foster care for a year. After that, Tony asked me to adopt the children so that he didn't have to do the work to get them back himself. I didn't think twice about it. I love those girls. Tony backed out of their lives again. I don't want Tony coming in and out of his daughters' lives. At this point, I prefer that Tony just stay away. I hope that Dr. Phil can help Tony to see reality and get his life together, because this is the last time that I'm going to help Tony with anything.
You guys don't know the difference between entertainment and real life? What the is this?
Okay, Lorraine, thanks for being here. Now, we can talk about his music in a bit, but first I want to talk about these girls.
Okay.
He has a 9-year-old and a 6-year-old.
Correct.
And at one point, it's my understanding that he just dropped them off with a friend.
Yes.
How does that work? You just go by and say, here are 2 children?
I don't even know who they were.
Were they up for raising 2 children?
No, not
How
at
old were
all.
the children at the time?
It was 3 years ago.
So they would have been 6 and 3. So I don't think I have friends that I could just drop a 6 and 3-year-old off with and say, here you go.
Either does he.
So then they went into foster care,
Yeah.
and then they wound up with you.
Right.
And he, in fact, asked you to do what? Adopt them?
He did.
Why?
Because he wanted to go after his career, and he didn't want to take care of the kids. He said it was too much for him, too, to do alone.
So have you adopted them?
Yes.
So they're now,
They're mine.
his parental rights are terminated.
Correct.
What do you think's going on here? Because when we listen, and listen, guys, I had to really blank out a lot of this music. I mean, it would have just been one long beep with a couple of words in there, and we'll talk about the lyrics in a minute. But they are hateful.
Yeah.
They are misogynistic. Yeah. They're violent. They're racist. They're every offensive thing you could imagine.
Exactly.
Why?
I don't know why he's doing this.
Does he have $1 million record contract waiting for him?
He's been telling us that for years, so I kind of doubt it.
You don't believe it?
No.
Is he making money from his rap music?
Not as far as I know, no.
Where does he live?
All over. He couch surfs.
So he's a millionaire rapper that's couch surfing.
Yes.
In 2015, he said he earned $8,000 from his diss track. He earns $500 to $1,000 a month from music. That's inconsistent with millions. But going to the studio and signing a contract right after the show, and the labels have asked him to keep it on the down low.
That is not true. I don't think any of that is true.
Why?
And I know the money isn't.
How do you know?
Because he never has any money.
He says he's an intern and talent scout for Interscope Records.
No.
He says this might be true. He says he's been attacked 20 times.
Yes.
And 3 of those have been major attacks.
Yes.
In May of this year, he says he was beat up by 5 strangers and hospitalized. Did that happen?
Yes.
Okay. And then another time in this year that a guy jumped out of the car and started swinging and he got kicked in the head. And then in September of this year, he said he was hit with a metal chair and called a racist.
I don't know of that.
He thinks people are upset with him because he is, quote, keeping it real.
No. He's living in a fantasy land.
Do you think he believes what he's saying, or do you think
I do think he believes it.
Well, the nephew is here. I've said no matter how flat you make a pancake, it's got 2 sides. Well, we're going to flip this one over and see what's on the other side. We'll be right back.
Tony DeYoung is my alter ego, and you can like it or hate it. Either way, he's not changing. I will never stop trying to make it as a rapper. I have thousands and thousands of haters. To me, they are undercover fans. I will not get a regular job because it will be a distraction to my music.
I gave my life simply to music.
And later,
I say what's on my mind. Tony DeYoung does what he wants, when he wants.
Well,
so shut your mouth.
just talk to me.
If they don't say nothing, I won't say nothing.
Well, they'll do what they want when they want.
I've helped Tony get jobs through temp agencies and grocery stores. Once, I helped him get a job at a catering service. Tony asked to try the champagne, and they fired him. Right after that, I helped him get another job at a plastic factory. Tony started having personal conflicts, and after 4 to 5 months, he was fired. I would drive Tony all around town helping him fill out applications. I had to buy him clothes to go on interviews as well. I have spent thousands of dollars trying to help Tony over the years. Maybe if Tony hit rock bottom and had no one else to turn to, he would get his life together.
Lorraine says that her nephew Tony needs to grow up, get a job, and stop lying about being this multi-millionaire rapper. But Tony says his music is his job, and he has to be 100% with his business and keep grinding because several major record labels have shown an interest in him.
Nobody in my life has ever believed in me or given me a chance, and I'm getting tired of it. I think that's why I turned to music.
You ain't nothing but a live flex, you look gay as what's with that attire? So you can fib on my pedal, you wanna metal, you live in the suburbs, you'll never be ghetto. Trying to be Jada, but you ain't made up. Time for yourself, just like a CD, obsolete.
Tony DeYoung is my alter ego, and you can like it or hate it. Either way, he's not changing. Tony gets angry, and he's not afraid to tell her how it is.
Who tell you to smoke trees? At least when you my get on your damn knees. At least don't lie. The world hate my lyrics and they're forced to ask me why. Door being the bad guy.
Anthony definitely holds things back. As Tony, I'm able to blast anybody that gets in my way. I go off on them, and I tear them down. I exploit people's weaknesses, and I turn them into really good rap songs.
You're gonna be lucky if you're not the next one I diss. Face it, I'm soulless.
That's what puts me above every other rapper. The older generation definitely can't handle in-your-face rap. That's why my aunt against my whole career and everything that it stands for. I make outrageous comments on YouTube and Facebook to start a whole bunch of drama, and I love it. I have thousands and thousands of haters. To me, they are undercover fans. On YouTube, I have over 10,000 subscribers. On a monthly basis, my income from rap is $500 to $1,000 because my YouTube channel is monetized. I will never stop trying to make it as a rapper. This is what I do.
Your rhymes ain't worth a dime, and this is my time. I feel like with each line, I'm about to commit a crime.
The squeakiest wheel is always going to get the grease. I will not get a regular job because it will be a distraction to my music. The last time I performed, people were grabbing on me, trying to punch me in the face. I get a lot of requests to perform, but it's definitely not worth putting my life on the line. I'm waiting for the bigger requests, which I know are coming because I'm getting so much attention.
My Aunt Lorraine doesn't have any experience with the music industry.
What is it that she misunderstands?
That when you create a negative buzz like I've created, sometimes you got to have NDA agreements.
I'm actually in the music business.
Yes.
So I kind of do know how it works.
Okay.
So tell me about this NDA agreement.
Non-disclosure?
Yeah, I know what it stands for.
Any investor I work with right now.
So you have investors?
Yes. I haven't signed with any investors.
You haven't signed with any of them?
No.
They just give you money?
They just give me money. Well, they haven't given me any money yet. All right. Here we go. What's going on with me? No, I'm not going to sit down.
Well, you sit down or leave. I don't care which. Do whatever you want. You want attention? Hell, this is your big day. Are you signed with Interscope?
Obviously not.
Are you leaving here to sign with Interscope?
If I do, it would be knowledge.
You've got posts on your social media. You say works at Interscope Records, lives in New York.
I troll people.
So that's not true. You're just jacking with people.
Can you be more specific about the stuff, the Interscope Records?
Do you work at Interscope Records?
No, I do not officially work at Interscope Records.
Do you unofficially work at Interscope Records?
I unofficially work at Interscope Records.
I know the people at Interscope Records, and they tell me they don't know you.
Oh, they don't know me? Who are you talking to?
They say they don't know you at all.
Oh.
Good or bad. This is what you told us on tape. Take a look.
Music is my job, and I'm always going to be 100% with this business. I recently signed with Get Money Music, so they can help me manage all the requests to perform. Shady Records has showed some interest. I almost got signed by Atlantic Records. A rep told me personally that if I had the right producers behind me, that I can get Eminem's old fan base. When I was growing up, when I was on the mic, even if you were white, lyrics could still be tight. I got connected with A&M Interscope Records. They want my buzz to get a lot bigger on the internet, but they said the music is definitely already where it needs to be though. I submit talent to Interscope Records just so they know what's going on with the underground work. I'm an intern and a good talent scout for them. I don't want to get into too many details because the labels asked me to keep it on the down low. I'm going in the studio right after I leave Dr. Phil, and I'm telling you right now, I'm signing that contract. Recognize as me.
Okay, so you're leaving here and signing a contract.
I'm leaving here and I'm signing a contract, yes. So I'm not going to give any details of that contract.
So we can follow you over there with our cameras and memorialize that and add it into the show.
I mean, if you guys want to, then you can.
Yeah, because that'd be a great announcement, right?
I was actually told to stay in L.A., so I'm going to be staying in L.A. for a couple more days. Man, I don't care what y'all think either way, so.
Yeah.
But.
Well, I want to talk about your daughters as well. Tony says he is constantly getting requests to perform but keeps turning them down. We're going to find out why when we come back. When you dropped your daughters off at a friend's house, what were you saying to yourself at that moment?
I was saying I don't care.
And later,
this is who I am. This is who I'm going to be. You guys could like it. You could hate it. I don't care.
Okay,
but
you're done.
I've been attacked over 20 times in my adult life. 6 months ago, this guy came up to me randomly and told me that I wasn't allowed on his street. And then he punched me in the face and I fell to the ground. Got myself up and walked to the emergency. A few months ago, I was walking outside of my apartment building and some dude got out of his car and started swinging on me for no reason. I had no idea who he was and I just started fighting. I was winning for a minute before his friend jumped in and kicked me in the head. Just a month ago, I was just walking down the street and this girl hit me with a metal chair. She said I'm racist because of some lyrics that I said in a song.
I ain't trying to make enemies and it's, you know what I mean?
Others jumped in. I just gave up and let them hit me. If you got beat up as much as I have, it would be a normal situation.
I certainly don't want you getting hurt. I don't want anybody hitting you. I don't want anybody beating on you. I don't want that to happen.
Dr. Phil, you can't be and act like Lorraine over here, but.
You're talking about the woman that's raising your children.
Yes.
Have you thanked her for that?
I thanked her. I appreciate that you're raising my children. I love you for it.
Okay, well then let's not disparage her on national television.
I wasn't disparaging her on national television.
Yeah.
I say what's on my mind. Tony DeYoung does what he wants, when he wants.
I was looking at some of your lyrics, and you have one that you call A.J. Reynolds diss track.
Yes.
And
we just hooked him up by saying that.
You refer to bitches twice, and you incite violence 3 times with your lyrics.
I don't care.
And then we were talking about, I looked at your lyrics in something you call poppin', and you use the N-word 11 times.
That's actually not me using the N-word, and I'd like to make it very clear. I'm not racist. I got a color television. So listen to me real quick before you laugh like friggin', listen to me. Friggin', I am not racist. I have a lot of black friends. And they'd be very hurt right now if you guys are making up on the internet in your own little heads. You guys are friggin' crazier than me.
From one of your social media posts on October 17th of 2017, you say, I just want to make it clear that I will knock a bitch's teeth out. Just because you're a woman doesn't mean you won't get blanked up by Tony DeYoung. My alter ego is back.
Yeah.
What's your objective in saying that? In what way are you trying to distinguish yourself when you say that?
Piss off every sensitive female on Facebook.
Tell me this. When you dropped your daughters off at a friend's house, what were you saying to yourself at that moment?
I was saying I don't care.
You don't care about those children?
No, I care about the kids, but my career was more important.
More important than your children?
More important than my children? Yeah, I guess I can say that now.
Your career was more important than your children?
I have total faith in my aunt because I know she's a very good mom. And I know she's going to take care of my kids, and I know they're going to be very safe. Is my music career over my kids? Yes, it is.
Do you love your children?
Do I regret it? No.
Do you love your children?
Yes, I do.
What explanation do you think will be given them when they ask, why did my father abandon me?
And I'm just going to say, listen, you know, hon, you're going to understand what daddy was doing. He's trying to get respect. And you can't just sit here. What's so funny? What's so funny right now? I'm speaking from my heart, yo.
Well,
so shut your mouth.
Just talk to me.
If they don't say nothing, I won't say nothing.
They'll do what they want when they want.
Oh.
I guess we all do what we want when we want a little bit, don't we?
And they're certainly not going to be dictated to by you.
Well, I'm the leader. They just don't know it yet.
You know, we contacted Atlantic Records and Get Money Music about Tony. We'll find out what they had to say when we come back.
You're saying my music ain't relatable, dude?
Hold on. You need to be smart enough to listen.
All right, I'm sorry.
That means you're going to see me later.
Closed captioning provided by
I asked someone to come here that knows, I said I'm actually in the music business some, but I asked somebody to come here.
No disrespect to you, Dr. Phil.
I asked somebody to come here that
yes.
Has forgotten more about the music business than I'll ever know. Grammy-nominated producer DJ Silk is a 20-plus year veteran of the music industry. He's a multi-platinum producer who has worked with artists such as Dr. Dre, Redman, Method Man, Too Short, DMX, and Snoop Dogg.
Yo, that's legendary right there, yo.
He has also worked with major labels like Def Jam, Sony, Universal, and Arista. And he says that Tony is not a relatable writer. DJ, thank you for being here.
I'm here.
I really appreciate it.
Yo, bring that dude over here right now. Relatable writer? Are you serious?
Yeah. So, you've.
That's because he's never been through none. He had a silver spoon.
Please give me the floor, Phil. Please. I can't take it no more.
Tell me, I asked you if you would mind to look at, review some of the things that this gentleman has put together, and we gave you some history and background. As a really world-renowned expert and producer in this genre, what's your reaction to all of this?
Really, at first, look at me, man.
I'm not looking at you, dude. You're friggin' goofy as hell.
I try to give you a little chance.
A little chance?
Told me about you, for real, because I know how it is in the game. I know how it is from going from the street.
Dude, everything. You can PR yourself nowadays. Nobody needs you.
Listen, people die for this, for hip-hop. It's like football, basketball, or baseball to us.
Well, this ain't preschool.
Hold on. So I try to give you a chance. I listen to your music. I listen to your music. I know you're saying, I'm not going to speak on your family.
Yeah, but you don't even know me. You're saying my music ain't relatable, dude.
Hold on. Listen to what the man said. I brought you an absolute legend in the business. You need to be smart enough to listen.
All right, I'm sorry.
That means you're going to see me later. I work for Dre.
Yo, don't play that tough guy stuff with me, man.
You need to listen. You need to listen. You need to listen. He may have something to help you.
With me on national TV with all my friends watching. That's first.
I do what I want when I want.
But yeah,
let's make that clear.
Don't let the suit fool you. How do you get in the game trolling? So that's not keeping it real.
So you're saying that all these millions? Wait a minute. Wait. Let me speak for a second.
No, you need to listen.
All these millions of rappers that are putting the same stuff out there get no attention, but I do something different, and now you're getting on me because I did something different.
What do you call different? Being an ass?
No, I just
I've been sitting here watching. I've just been sitting here because I know nobody here really knows me, and I'm sitting here. observing. Now, let me get on you with the N-word thing. Do you think you can make it using the word?
I never used the N-word.
Oh, I heard you. I heard it. I listened to the records myself.
Somebody else
Despite
in the
what
song.
nobody else has to tell me what I'm listening to.
Yo, I'm not racist. I don't want that even
it's not about the racist thing, because I'm not going to go on no black and white racist thing. Where do you think you're going to perform them records?
Where am I going to perform?
Where do you think you're going to perform them records using the word around us? Do you understand that? And I can guarantee you in every major city,
wait a minute.
that.
You tell me one thing. Why are people listening to my music over and over again?
Who? Yeah, because I only see you with 10,000 views here. These are people that are, it's a curiosity thing. Obviously, it's a shock treatment.
I want it organic.
If you
I don't want to fake it like you labels do.
What do you mean? You want millions of views if you're trying to be in the industry.
No, I'm trying to do organic movement. I'm not trying to do fake movement like you guys do.
What's organic and what's fake? You're 30 years old.
Listen, I know how major labels work. I talk to them.
How?
You guys don't do everything organic. You don't.
What?
You don't.
Like what? I want to know who you actually meeting after. Since you've got an Indian name with somebody in Interscope, who is that?
Listen.
Name me one person in Interscope that worked there. Name me one person in the office.
If you pull out your bag of money, I'll show you who I'm meeting.
What is?
All right? That's the deal?
You said if you pull out a bag of... Dude, you're not going to make it like that. If you're good on the mic, you're good on the mic, let your music speak for you. That's how these kids is doing it. These kids are doing it, letting the music speak for them.
Hey, 1 second. When I tried to do it with just music, nobody was listening. I was trying to be a humble rapper. I tried, trust me.
Where are those records?
I'm dropping a single right after this show.
Look, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. When I was told about the things that you were doing in life, I didn't want to make a comment, because what I do know is you can't stop a person's dream. And I know that it's a lot of sacrifices that you got to make to even become something like that. And nobody is going to have your back in it, period. But you're 30 years old. So at a certain time, you got to learn a quit point. You're not keeping it real. That ain't real.
How do you know if I'm keeping it real? You don't even know me on a personal level.
It's coming out your mouth. And I was hoping of that. I was thinking, I thought to myself, I was like, wow.
Well, right now, I'm my alter ego. I'm Tony DeYoung.
Tony DeYoung, you can't have no Superman.
This is who I am. I am Superman, though.
You can't be, now something's wrong with you.
This is who I am. You guys could like it, you could love it, you could hate it. I don't care. Do you guys get it?
Well,
okay.
10 years. You got 10 years left.
Have a seat, please.
There.
Okay. First off, he may not recognize the value of you being here, but I cannot tell you how much I appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
And for you to take your time to come down here on behalf of this young man to try to talk to him and counsel him, it shows me how much you care about this industry and about hip-hop.
And I would like to.
And to try to give to this young man. And the fact that he is so disrespectful as to disrespect you and cut you off. And I mean, he can do that to me, that's my job. But to do that to you, I apologize on his behalf.
No, don't worry about it. Tough kid.
I don't apologize.
That don't bother me at all.
And,
I don't apologize. I can care less. Yo, I respect you. I respect you.
Okay,
but
you're done.
They say a lot of the similar stuff on Facebook. They're like, do you have mental issues? Why wouldn't you have a heart? The fact is, I really don't have a heart.
Closed captioning provided by...
I've done a fair amount of study on your life, and I'm going to tell you what I've learned and what I think, and you can do with it as you will.
I'm going to, you know that.
But I truly believe that you, frankly, are much more of a victim than you are a perpetrator. You have really been hurt and wounded in your childhood. When that happens and you're a child and you can't fight back, that rage boils up inside you, and you get to a point where you find a release valve and you let that go. The truth is, this gentleman down here said that he does think that you have some ability to hit some cadence, and you have some things about you that, if nurtured, just might turn into something, but you're so getting in your own way. And I think you have some very open wounds from things that were done to you, and you're doing the only thing you know to do to relieve that pressure. And I think you need help with that, and I'm here to offer you that help. I brought some people here to help you with that. This is CEO Lenny Siegel and Chief Clinical Officer Brooke from PACE Recovery Center, who focus on people that have been traumatized in their lives. And I asked them to come here. The PACE Recovery Center is a gender-specific program for men struggling with chemical dependency, mental health issues, whatever the trauma is in their lives. I asked them to come here to talk with you about helping you to heal these wounds in your life, because I think you're dealing from pain, not arrogance, not belligerence, but just simply pain, and nobody has ever offered to help you with that, and I'm offering to help you with that.
I think a lot of people have hit me up on Facebook saying, I mean, maybe not as articulate as you just said it, but they say a lot of the similar stuff on Facebook. They're like, do you have mental issues? Like, is there something totally wrong with you? Why would you be saying this stuff? Why would you be hurting people on here? Why wouldn't you care? Why wouldn't you have a heart? And the truth of the fact is, I really don't have a heart.
I'm telling you that I don't think that's who you really are. I think if you would just be man enough to look inside yourself instead of all the false bravado and the false sense of superiority, I think if you had the courage to really sit down and look at yourself for even a short period of time, I think you might find that there's a lot more to you than you give yourself credit for. Will you sit down with him and talk with him?
Yes.
Okay. All right, Tommy, thank you for being here. Okay. All right, well, next, the hits just keep on coming. We just heard from a legend in the hip-hop industry. Now we're going to talk to none other than the Bishop T.D. Jakes. We'll be right back.
You have to be radical. You have to be tenacious. If we get down to the foundation, start rebuilding again, I believe you can find that happy medium. If there are any eagles out there, they shall mount up on wings like eagles. And this woman that you have turned into is your protector. And she's trying to block out the pain. Let him love you. Right now, his love for you seems unnatural because you don't agree with that love. Our country needs unity.
Please welcome back to the show my good friend, Bishop T.D. Jakes.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. T.D. Jakes.
Wow.
All right.
That was a tough act to follow.
You know, I have never read a book of yours that did not move me from the inside out, I have to tell you. And this book, Soar, I love this book so much. You could tell I've been actually in this book a fair amount, because I always say I like to put verbs in my sentences, and this is an action-oriented book about people getting their lives in gear. Why write about this now?
I think our country, by and large, is stuck economically, career-wise. Millennials are stuck with degrees that are not usable and bills that they can't pay for.
Middle America is frustrated because the jobs are gone and they don't seem to be coming back. Inner cities are frustrated because there's no economic opportunities in there. And that hostility has created the kind of stress in this country that made me sit down and start writing. Because I think each of us has a responsibility to stop waiting on someone to rescue us and redesign our lives and create the kind of life you want to live.
Boy, that's the truth. You talking here about catch a vision of your destination, and that's the first step. Talk about that for a second, because I want people to hear that.
If you don't know where you are going, you don't know what it takes to get there. And then I take them through practical This is not just motivation.
No. That's what I mean. That's what I mean about action steps here. You say, here's how to do it.
Right. I got tired, of having people motivate me, because motivation turns to frustration if you don't have information.
Yeah.
So, you can only motivate me so long. It's going to be wonderful one day. It's going to be good one day. Don't worry, hang in there. It's going to be good one day. And, that takes me for a while. But when gray hair starts popping up and knees start going out, you start saying, wait a minute. It's been a lot of days and a lot of months and a lot of years, and I'm still stuck and I'm running out of time.
How many people... How many people did you have in your first congregation?
7. I started with 7.
How many do you have in your congregation today?
Over 30,000.
Over 30,000. And that didn't just happen overnight.
No, it didn't happen overnight. And when in the book I talk about the pressures and the stress, and I founded the church. It's not like a board hired me and I came in and I work a job. I'm not a hired gun. That means I did the painting and the cleaning and the rent negotiating and hiring the staff as we finally got staff. I went through all of that process from the ground up. Yeah. And not only that, what a lot of people know me as a preacher, but they don't know my entertainment company is older than the Potter's House. And I started that company with a little bit of money, started touring around the country doing plays and entertainment things like that, stumbled into an opportunity to do a movie, stumbled into an opportunity to enter into a contract with Sony Pictures, who is my partner in producing movies that have grossed over $500 million at the box office. What I'm saying is, it doesn't matter where you start, it matters where you finish.
We're going to take a break. We're going to come back and talk some more about SOAR with the Bishop T.D. Jakes and a message that he has for millennials who feel entitled to the same or greater levels of success without having to do the work to get there. They want to start where you are now from day one. We'll be right back.
Closed captioning provided by...
Well, I'm back with the Bishop T.D. Jakes, and he has written a book, SOAR, Build Your Vision from the Ground Up. You need to read this book because it will ignite you. And I promise you, the difference between a dream and a goal is a timeline and an action plan. And this book is about an action plan. Talk about millennials today. They have a different expectancy set.
Absolutely, a totally different one. First of all, I'm a great fan of the millennials. I do mentoring for millennials in particular, because whereas I hear our generation saying a lot of negative things about millennials, when I see them as our kids. So whatever they have or don't have, I blame us because it's what we did or did not put in them.
Yeah, we talk about them like we had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, exactly. Like they just came up by themselves, and to a degree they did, because they are the generation that grew up where both parents were working and they were left at home in front of machines. The problem is life doesn't work like Apple phones. People don't respond because you pressed a certain button in a predictable way. Careers don't respond in a predictable way. And when things are not predictable, they get frustrated and say, oh, it doesn't work. So they in and out of relationships, they're in and out of jobs, really trying to find something that works for them. And I think they're frustrated. I think they're off schedule. They don't understand that it is the struggles and the failures and the pains that you go through in the process that gives you the wisdom and the tenacity to hold on to it once you attain it.
Yeah.
You can't bypass that process. It's not enough to have talent if you don't have technique, if you don't have timing, and if you don't have tools. I believe they have the talent. but I want to show them how to get the technique and the tools to activate that talent.
Listen, the book is SOAR, Build Your Vision from the Ground Up. I want to thank all of my guests today. A special thanks to DJ Silk, CEO Lenny Siegel, and Chief Clinical Officer Brooke Bicola from Base Recovery Center. And special thanks to my good friend Bishop T.D. Jakes. You can get a copy of his book, SOAR, at bookstores and online now. But importantly, everybody in the audience will also get a copy. All right? We will see you next time. Let's go get it on. All right. Thanks so much.